name is Stacy, and I attend Bryan Stratton South Towns in Orchard Park. I am in my fourth semester, going into my fifth for medical assistant. So next semester will be my last semester. Doing this project, I've learned a lot of things. One of my weaknesses is writing, so taking English 2 has really helped me progress in writing. I think all the reflections and classmate feedback was very helpful to get strategies from different people of how I can better my papers. One thing I did like that I took away from this, not being a strong writer, is we learned about the audience. I feel that the audience is it's a big part of what makes your paper. If you don't know who the audience is, I guess it's hard for you to write a paper. You need to know who the audience is so you can know how to go about writing, what tone to use, things like that. For instance, I did my project on HIPAA. So if I was doing it as an education thing to say for the community, just to inform them about HIPAA. For instance, I wouldn't use medical terminology. I'd break things down more. But so I was doing my project as someone I work with, so they already know about it. So I use medical terminology and things that they would understand. So I learned more about that in writing, which I never really thought about before. I kind of just wrote just to write and never thought about the audience. So that was very helpful. One thing that what I would do different is, I guess, try and be more organized. I try to be organized. I have so many calendars. I just don't use them. This semester was crazy, so I feel like I was behind on a lot of assignments in writing. So yeah, I would definitely try to find ways to be more organized, to write down when things are due and put things, like flag things that are more important in that aspect. That's definitely one thing I would do different, is prioritize things. So for workplace capabilities, I picked a couple, but the first one I picked is tolerance. And the reason I picked this is, being a medical assistant, you're working with many people of all ages. So you're going to have little kids, possibly older people. So I feel like you have to have tolerance to deal with them. Some are going to be cranky, some might be mean, and you have to just keep your composure and be professional. So I feel like having that workplace capability, I think it would help me be successful. And then another one I picked is communication. Being a medical assistant, I'm going to be the first person that patients see, so I have to be able to communicate with them in a professional manner. Again, this goes back to medical terminology. We have to communicate with them and break things down so they understand them. And then that also comes in with religion and different races. Being able to communicate when it's, say, Spanish, being able to find a translator for them so I can communicate with them. And then another one is problem solving, which is going to be another huge one that I think I'm going to use often. I mean, in this case, it could be a patient calling in saying that the doctor prescribed her something and she went to the pharmacy and it wasn't there, so then I would have to communicate with her and solve it, talk to the doctor to get it figured out. So those three are definitely big ones that I'm going to use in my career. I really had fun doing English and writing. Like I said, I don't like writing, but I took a lot of good, useful information away from this class. So yeah, that's it, and bye.